Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this, your Virgo June 2024 reading and forecast. Hi, I'm Nigel St. James, clairvoyant. Well, this month we have an interesting deck. It was very generously given to me about 4 or 5 years ago, I think. It's called Dreamkeeper, from memory. And you know what? I didn't use it at all after it was provided. I just didn't get the right vibe off it. Anyway, about 6 months ago, I took it out and boom! It was like the planet Mercury, your planet, had infused its intellect into me. I said, this is how you do it. I've done a number of one-on-one clairvoyant readings over the course of the last month for people from different countries around the world over FaceTime and Skype. And if you might be, well, I don't really use any tarot in them. They're clairvoyant readings, so there's not really any tarot used. And except maybe, for about 5 minutes or something. But if you're interested in having a look at that or curious about it, there's information about it in the description, which you can have a look at the end of the video. Now, the other thing, the other spiritual gift, in addition to the spiritual gift of clairvoyance, that was provided to me at birth is a gift of healing. Now, healing was provided to me on the basis that I get nothing in return for it. Fair enough. So it is provided freely by me, for free, and without any obligation, with no strings attached. Nothing will be recommended or sold to you. It is the free lunch, and it is my spiritual duty to do it, because I'm actually like the fiber optic cable between being itself and maybe you. So if there is some emotional, psychological, or physical, or just at your wit's end about something, then just please don't be shy. Reach out to me, because I set time aside each day to do healing, and I'm very happy to do it. It's my obligation. I'm glad to do it because I'm not going to be here forever myself. So, let us now take 5 cards, shall we, and see what there is in store for you. We only need 5 because they speak heaps to us. We don't just spend 5 seconds on one. They are very talkative. And they reveal a lot. So, show me the magic. 7 of Swords. This is the King of Pentacles. This is the Sun. Here in the center of the spread, incidentally, there's the 2 of Cups. And finally, there is what? The World. What a fascinating spread of cards, I might say. I'm going to enjoy doing this with you in just a moment. So, I'll bring the camera around. You and I then can have a good close look at these fascinating paintings together while the energy speaks to us both, and I'll do the reading for you. Gee, what a fascinating combination of energy. Oh, there's one very strong theme that's coming through here. And that, now what is it? Let's try to put my finger on it. It's about persistence. It's about doing it. It's about not giving up. What we get from this painting that's here, I think there's a very strong... Here's a woman standing with flowers, and she looks like she has a sort of a mask on. It's as if she was about to do something and then stopped by this shadow that was sitting there behind her and calling her back and telling her that she can't do it. Well, look, sometimes I think you just have to believe in yourself. Now, there may well be a good chance that all you've ever been told or made to feel in your life so far is that you can't do anything. That every time you've dared to dream that your life could be better, you were shot down or laughed at, made to feel small, made to feel useless for even thinking you could be more. Now, all of us, just as we thought something was in reach, have had a massive shadow of doubt thrown upon us, normally by someone who's close to us, and it hurts, and you've then thought of the pain to get what you want, and your brain just avoids it. Now, what's happening here astrologically is it's the moon in Aquarius. Well, Aquarius is a very intelligent sign. Just as you are, you have Mercury, which is the divine intelligence materialized into this plane, and it is your ruler, and it is also exalted in you. You have the fine qualities of the mind. But what you also have is you have a subconscious. And what has fed that subconscious are things that have come from childhood, or which may have been experiences that have happened to you in the workplace, or in life, or love. And these act as brakes upon what you want to do, and they create sometimes negative expectations, or what I would call self-doubt. Subconscious self-doubt that's here. That then spills into your material consciousness, where you start saying things like, look, everything seems to be clouded by a film or a veil. I just don't know what I want. And the shadow is telling you, but it's too good to be true. Now, do you actually think that you are not deserving, that you are undeserving? It also says to you, you don't have the energy, there's no time, or you're already too old, or that's just too much good at once. You'll never be able to cope with so much success. And then, in line with your planet of Mercury, you might be saying to yourself, I just won't be able to get it across properly, or it's just too much trouble and it will take too long. The absolute, strong, emphatic message that's coming through here is that you must persist. Do you see, persistence is more important than intelligence. It's more important than money. It's more important than where you grew up or what family you came from. Just persist and do what you want. And I think maybe I can flesh that out by saying these things here. And do you know, the ideal situation for a man or a woman to die is to have their family members praying with them as they cross over, isn't it? Now, imagine, if you will, being on your deathbed, and standing around you are the ghosts of the dreams, the ideas, the abilities, the talents given to you by life, and that you, for whatever reason, you never went after your dream. You never leant in for that kiss. You never said those words. You never used those gifts. And imagine these ghosts. They are standing around you, looking at you with large, angry eyes, saying, we came to you and only you could have given us life, and now we must die with your body forever. And imagine, if you will, what love, what words, what gifts will die with you. Their own miscarriage will be your bodily death. Do you know, the greatest wealth doesn't lie in the oil fields of the Middle East, nor in the gold mines of Australia. The greatest wealth lies in the cemeteries. The greatness we have never seen, the joy never passed on, the words of sweet love never spoken, and the talents, large or small, never actualized. Start, do it, persist. And then I think to reinforce that message is definitely here, but this is saying that if you do persist, this is what's in store for you. And it's around you now, it's going to be in your future, and it's going to carry you forward. Here's the sun. Well, quite an interesting depiction of the sun, I suppose. Well, I will say of it is that there is somebody here, well, it's a male naked and a female clothed. They're opposites, aren't they? They are duality. And the duality in nature is intentional because it brings about attraction and it allows manifestation to stay together and to expand. Well, the sun, as you would know, it really is the source of all of life here on this planet itself. If it were withdrawn, everything would die. Now, because the sun has appeared here, you can be assured that your desires and your will have now been lit and they are expanding into realization. Now, the energizing power here is bringing with it, I think, a real clarity that is going to burn away all of your fears and doubts. This is a sign that you are about to experience a magnificent sense of well-being. In a sense, the Sun card represents your divine ego and is the process through which your greatest desires and passions can come into form here on Earth. Now, all the planets orbit the Sun in the solar system, don't they? This is the central heart that keeps everything moving in harmony. This energy is available to you now. There is a real centering here for you now, real brushing away of doubt. There's now no struggle within you preventing you from going after your wished for future goals. This is a turning point in your life. Very good luck around here. I also get relationships, new relationships, marriages you might even hear of here, birth you could hear of here. But the power and the vitality of the sun's life bathes you with a brilliance that makes everything seem possible where you persist. And the sunlight reveals everything that was previously hidden in the darkness, doesn't it? The energy of sunlight expands your limits and it invigorates you with what I think is going to be a triumphant glory and a great increase in your self-esteem and self-confidence. Feelings of ecstasy, joy, and power. This is the time for you to experience them. I think this is saying also that the time has come for you to really engage with your own glorification, to love yourself and everything inside of you, the dark side as well as the light. Because I think that you are being urged to allow yourself now to shine with confidence, with courage. Now is the time to gather the rewards for your achievements and to go out and fulfill your wishes. Just by giving yourself up to this blazing energy, you can accomplish anything. And this brilliance is both internal and external, I think. And it can be passed on to other people without you losing anything. This is an inner light now that's in complete harmony with the everlasting. Your planet, of course, Mercury, that is the messenger of the gods. It provides them the cable between you and the divine. And its essential message is that you should persist and strive to connect yourself with the divine light of the sun, the source of life. Now, I think with relation to your health, I think that this is a sign of really good well-being for you and recovery from illnesses or difficulties. And I think when it's applied to your work life, It's indicating a real prosperity and great achievement. And again, I'm getting very much this sense of pregnancy here. Now, in love, the energy around here is representing a vibrant, intimate, loving, understanding and supporting relationship. I will mention, incidentally, that numerologically, this number of the sun here, 19, means success, wisdom, happiness, and achievement. What's this number here? Let's have a look. 21. This is an interesting depiction, isn't it? Let's have a look. What is going on here? Well, this figure is really in the center of the cosmos itself, balanced between Earth and the heavens. And I think on her chest is, if I'm not mistaken, looking at this thing here, I just know from my ancient history and mystical studies over the years that this is the star of Inanna. That was the ancient Sumerian mother goddess, the goddess of love, which became associated with Venus. And she's known for her dual nature, because I told you that duality is required in the world manifestation in order that manifestation can hold together. And this duality is expressed here, where there are a male and female figure, the divine masculine and the divine feminine, in something of a sacred embrace. Now, you'll notice that the number on this card is the Roman numerals XX1, XXI, that means 21. Well, 21 is the number of perfection, of divine wisdom, of love, unity, true higher self, and possibly also reincarnation, I think. This represents for you freedom and all the potential it has to offer. It brings the crystallization of the most wondrous things imaginable. It represents achievement and success in all of your life. Now, your mind and your heart are working together, engaging in life fully, and actively experiencing words and thoughts. You know, we are always on a journey, aren't we? Some are small and some are very profound, but you always arrive at a completion of the journey with lessons learned. Now, some things change and some things remain the same, but you come out of things with a deeper understanding about, even if you don't recognize it, a deeper understanding about yourself, about others and the world. Here, you are becoming closer to yourself. Now, I think that this energy, the lessons here are to bring your physical and material life into balance with your spiritual truth by learning to control and harness energies, desires, reactions, or moods that don't support you. Now, there is duality here, but separateness, polarity, it can lead to stagnant energy and unfulfillment. But you are in charge of creating happiness in your life. When you integrate your experiences and the lessons into your life, well, your personal outlook just expands. Because by seeing, embracing, and exercising your full potential, which is coming through all the time, just coming up everywhere here, live your soul path to live to 100% of your potential. You see, recognize also the inner spirit that supports you. Be an initiator. Be someone who is original, not someone who copies or imitates, and cut through personal limitations and fears. Get rid of those self-doubts. Be committed to growth. Now, the world in you and the world around you, they are one. And your commitment to a personal evolution and change reflects your feeling and attitude towards the greater whole and where you are on the path back to the source, your ultimate goal. You'll be very gifted at finishing things and starting things at the same time at this period. You'll be a master of seeing behind people. There could well be travel here. This is definitely bringing an appetite for independence and freedom here for you. Something that you have worked hard on is coming to a successful conclusion. Whereas at the same time, new ideas are coming about. You are, because there's Saturn associated with this, and Saturn acts slowly. Saturn actually is a good planet in this sense, in that it pushes you, sometimes gently, sometimes not so gently, onto your soul path. And sometimes there is some struggle involved in that. And the wisdom that you derive from that process of struggle will be proportionate to the amount of struggle. Saturn doesn't allow any negotiation. It doesn't allow you to get out of things. It is saying, this is your soul contract here. This is your soul path. Do not doubt. Use the potential that was given to you. And then we'll have a look at this court card. Oh, it's got Virgo all over it, this. I think Leo might be important to you as well. This is so much Virgo. It's not surprising that you've got it, is it really? Now, this is talking about healing. Healing of your spirit, healing of your mind, healing and cleaning out the subconscious. What you are doing with your subconscious is that those things which have been programmed into you, which were holding you back, this is a time now where you are doing, you see, your subconscious is like software, and your body is like hardware. The hardware does, and you go out and act just as the software tells it to do. Your subconscious doesn't know whether something is right or wrong or should be there or not. It just works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This is a software upgrade now, increasing your self-esteem, your confidence, and imparting on you the message that you are deserving. There's also a lot of good health around here and material abundance. Now, as a person, it could be someone to do with the land. Could be a man or a woman. Someone who's patient, a hard worker, clever. But this person, I think, you might just come to think of this person as being a bit dull and too much into material things. This is someone who doesn't really, he's a king, but he doesn't really throw himself into battle at all. No, he just sits back and allows other people to do it while he lives the good life. Now, this is a time for you, I think, to follow your instincts. And when it comes to work, let your good work ethic and attention to detail bring results over the longer term. You don't need to over-intellectualize things at the moment. Don't go about, just for this month, coming up with any great new invention or process, but rely actually on what you know works. And just to let your work ethic get you by. There is a bit of a risk here, though, that you may be very much focused on work to the extent that you don't take up things in the rest of your life that's here. But now might be the time to set your abilities to work in service of some kind. Anyway, I think that what's ahead of you, there's a mountain of things which require your attention, aren't there? And they require the use of all of your powers. But if you make the effort, then it's going to pay off and the harvest is going to reward you richly. Ask yourself this question. Are there any tasks you would like to avoid in your life? And when things seem too much trouble for you, concentrate on the positive results of your action for you and for other people. Because your internal learning and growing process at this time is really important. More important, probably, than that which you achieve by your actions. But you can be sure of this, that with every task or job that comes your way will also come the energy needed to accomplish it. And finally, and probably rather quickly, I think, given your time, let's have a look at this. It's finally, isn't it? Yeah. There's Two of Cups. Well, here again is this theme of duality that's coming along here. Two Cups standing for love. Here's a thing which is sort of a tree and a male and a female. Duality, opposites again. That polarization of things in nature which needs to come together to hold manifestation, space and time together. Now this is talking, I think, also of love and the start of a new relationship, or the deepening of an existing relationship, but a new relationship that might become very deep and blossoming into a committed union of the heart. This does represent a strong physical attraction. There's a sexual attraction here combined with a real spiritual commitment. It does represent a lot of harmony that's here, balancing, bringing things together, balancing inner polarities of your own masculine and feminine aspects. But there's a very magnetic force of attraction going on here, and I have to tell you that other people are going to find you very physically attractive. But what you need to do is just to be open to love and the passion that it offers, because what this energy is really bringing to you is bliss. In a word, bliss. This is Venus in Cancer. Well, Venus is the planet of relationship. It's also the planet of attracting to you the things that you want. A lot of people don't know that. And when it appears, and it's in Cancer, which is the most nurturing of the signs, this does symbolize a new love affair, I think, or a partnership or a friendship. Now, if you're already in a relationship, it represents a deeper level of love, evolving with a stronger spiritual union. Now, in business or work, it could symbolize a partnership of like-minded people sharing ideas and talents. It also speaks of a developing friendship that's really supportive and refreshing. This is, again, I'm getting marriage, union here. And it could also bring about a truce to some arguments or conflict that's been going on. It's reminding you that compromise can actually bring new realizations and agreements, and asks you to learn to forgive, because the gift of this energy here, this energy of love, is healing to your heart, your body, and your spirit. Well, you did a great job. Well, I said that was an interesting deck, didn't I? And didn't you find it so? I think that this artwork on here is pretty good. Or, you know, I think it's pretty good. I don't say that about a lot of tarot decks, but I enjoyed this, and it certainly spoke to me, and I'm sure it spoke to you as well. Anyway, unless I see you privately for a reading or for healing, then I'll see you again here in a month's time, next month. So, until I do see you again, remember one thing, and it is this, that you are a legend, and I look forward to seeing you again next month. Until then, it's bye for now.